Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and we're going to show you a lot of snakes today, a lot of smaller snakes today. We're going to be going over what we kept from 2022. It'll take me a few videos to get through all of them, and then plus what we also added from outside this year. So that's going to be really fun. But before we get, and then we're going to go over to Patreon and kind of tell you what our long-term plans are with some of this, and why, and maybe even why we selected certain individuals we selected. So we're going to do that. But before we get to that, I have to address the fact that I'm totally out of my normal uniform today. So I got to give two shootouts. Let's not have any shootouts. Those are bad. Okay, shootouts are not the thing you should be participating in. Unless you're in the Ukraine, then by all means, finish that up and let's get that war over. Well, I shouldn't even say that. Let's just stop having wars altogether, people, and just make for an easier time. So anyway, I have to give two shout-outs. That's much better. The first is my buddy Steve, who runs a little Facebook group called A Reptile I Am. Hooked me up with this awesome hat, so I'm not wearing a purple hat today. But check this out. Really cool emblem. I've always liked the emblem. Got the little tongue on there, and the snake, and it looks like eyes and the A's. So pretty neat. Little Facebook group there. I shouldn't say little, it's actually a good-sized Facebook group. And it's one that dude works really hard to kind of moderate and keep on a very positive and upbeat feel, which I appreciate. There's not a whole lot of drama and negativity and crap I can't stand, so we're very proud to rock that hat. Thank you, my man. And second is, I got to give a shout out to It's a Great Day to Be a Wildcat and Jerome Tang and the K-State men's basketball team for beating the #2 team in the country. That flaw on the caw, whose name we won't even say, because why would we want to say their name when we can just talk about Kansas State? So awesome job. What a great game to be at. Honestly, from both sides, it was a heck of a basketball game. And I just love going to college sports. It's just kind of a really pure, fun thing to do here in town. But you guys don't care about that. You're here to see snakes. So let's get to showing you guys some snakes. We're going to treat Caleb like he's Vanna White here and have him bring us a letter. In this case, it is a ball python. Oh, man, you are bringing me, this is a, let me think here. This is one of our black pastel mahoganies, right?
Yep.
Woohoo. So this is the one we kept. Now, she looks like she might be going into shed right now. Yeah, she is, this little bit. So why do we keep this? This is a female, so this is part of going to try to make an all-black snake. So those of you who have followed, the all-black snake drama, you know that if you try to do super black pastel, super cinnamon, cinnamon black pastel, anything in that complex, or that 8-ball complex, you tend to get a bunch of kinky babies. And I don't mean kinky in a good way here, okay? This isn't kinky like something you paid for $25 in the back alley one night. This is kinky in a way that snake can't survive. So the wrong kind of kinky. Not kinky like that one evening drinking in Vegas. This is the wrong kind of kinky. You don't want this kind. So with that, we want to go all black. So Suma makes a close to all black snake, but it's really almost more of a chocolatey color. There's a little bit of brown in there, so we want to darken that up. For those of you who have seen the Abyss, which is a GHI Suma, it's very, very, very black. We wanted to add some more darkening genes in there and see how dark we could go, what other genes would do, hence the black pastel. So that's what this is working towards, is a black pastel Suma. So this female's doing great. This clutch didn't do really well, to be honest. We had a lot of problems with it. Not sure why. I honestly think it was due to some rack issues we were having, because this one is one we separated out early on and it thrived. So we know we're going to have to go through some of that and make sure that rack is heating properly, doing properly this year. But anyway, I love this snake. I love how dark she is, and I do think that this with another Suma gene is going to be pretty dang dark. And then if we layer something like GHI on top of it, I think we can actually get blacker than the Abyss. What's blacker than an Abyss?
Black hole?
Maybe. I don't even know, but we're going to find it. So we can go ahead and put that one up. That is what we're keeping, a black pastel mahogany female. Of course, the male that will breed her will likely be our Suma male, which is her dad. Although there's a chance we may do something different by the time she's ready. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe, right? Probably not. All depends on what happens. Oh, good God! Now this is something I just wanted for a long time, and I've got the male version, but I didn't make it. We did have a female a long time ago that we made and intended to keep, but get some of that coconut off of her there. I don't know, water bowl it looks like, but she unfortunately passed on us, and there's a whole video about that from when I found her and how heartbroken I was. So this is a killer Zebra Bee SK line. Now the parents all come back to places like Tallgrass or John Dog, depending on which line it's from. Have to look up the exact parents and figure out where it came from. Probably both on this one, actually. So that's what she is. There you can see her out. See her, she does her head really fine. She was in the water dish, wasn't she? She is wet. Killer Zebra Bee Xanthic. So Super Pastel Spider SK line Xanthic. Really great example. You know, and again, not a lot of dotting. Sometimes you get the extra pastel gene in there in your bee stuff. You get a lot of dotting here. You have a few, but for the most part, very, very clean example of what we got rocking and rolling there. So really like her. Man, that's also like, you know, one of those dream animals you dream of making for so long, and there it is, right? We finally did it. And that one is taken off so well, I'm not worried about her. She's going to be nice and stable and do well for us. I mean, she's probably 200 grams already, so she's like rock solid, man. Rock solid. Let's see what Caleb brings next. Come on down. That's a different video game. Had to look and double check yourself. So this one looks unremarkable. Looks like a very, very clean normal, I believe. But this one, that means this is a double het, correct?
Indeed.
So this is 100% double het. Oh God, let me see if I can remember what I'm making. I believe we're het for pied and Xanthic. Woo! I remember my double recessive projects we're working on. So a lot of you have said, are you ever going to do lightning pied? Are you ever going to do lightning pied? Okay, fine, we're going to do lightning pied. So we've kept a female here. What we'll do is next year, we'll probably keep a male or maybe even purchase a male. I don't know what we'll do eventually to make our own lightning pieds, but we wanted to, again, start by making our own hets. The reason I like to do that is, one, I know the quality that's going to be into those down the road. It definitely takes longer, y'all, but I know what I'm going to get. I also get the satisfaction of working this project for a long time to get to that double recessive. We actually wanted to wait on double recessives until we'd finished one or two, which we have done snows and things like that. So we did hit a true ghost. Unfortunately, it did not thrive for us, but that only took like, I don't know, it felt like 15 years, but it didn't. So we started working the Xanthic pied. So that's what this is right here. A female 100% het SK Xanthic, 100% het pied, created in-house. So I know the percentages are right. I know it's exactly what it says it is. And these double hets too, guys, they end up looking very nice. You're going to have, yeah, a normal, but it looks really, really good. I also think hets and possible double hets and pos hets are sometimes responsible for a lot of the posts we see. You are storing up a poop. You see that? Oh my goodness, you're going to just crawl that thing out. Woo, come on, you. You're not impacted, I don't think. You just, oh no, you're going to let that go. I'm going to give you some back because she's going to crawl and take a huge duke like here at any moment. I think they're responsible for some of those posts we see on Facebook groups of what kind of snake is this, and people can't figure like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Well, maybe it's actually het for something. Then you're just seeing a really nice version or some that little highlighting. That's an indication of the het or the double het going on. You just no idea what het it's for. So they tend to be very, very nice looking, clean looking, bright looking normals. So we'll see what Vanna brings us now. I don't think that's the right game show, actually. Oh, okay. Well, this one, I did it, guys. I told you I wasn't going to, and then I fucking did it anyway. I said no more pieds. I ended up keeping this little pied. Now, she's not very big yet, so we're going to try to get her thriving and taking off. She's definitely not the most successful of the clutch. We just finally moved her to our new house, so she'll get plenty of attention. Why did I keep her? Well, 1 white band, 2 white band, 3 white band, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why. There ain't no other reason. And you can always use another female pied, I guess. Whether I'm using it to make het pied stuff or visuals down the road. I just really liked how broken apart her pattern was. I think she did take a big duke in there, didn't she? You can kind of tell because she looks pretty blown out here. So we moved her and she took a huge dump. Because she actually has been eating pretty good for us. She was just slow to take off. So anyway, I just love this pied. That's why we kept her. I mean, ain't no other reason for it. Kurt's probably look at this going, why in the fuck did you keep another pied? You can see why I kept it though, can't you? Kurt says, well, he's like, great. So we need more pieds. Love pieds. Love pieds. We'll put that little girl back there. She's going to be a stunner. When she gets older, the other thing with her is that will be the pied. I almost guarantee it that when she's an adult, when we go to show people snakes and want to pull out a pied, that's going to be the one I pull out. Because the color is just so broken with color white, color white, color white, color white, like a splotchy banded look. It doesn't have those weird big freckles that some of them get. We've got a few with that. It's just going to be, that's about as perfect as a pied can get for color saturation in my world. Last but not least, this is this was a killer, wants me to die, as you can see. So this is just a Freeway. There's nothing else going on here, I don't believe, just straight Freeway. But damn, ain't she nice? I just really like this snake. You know, we've got some other ones that we've kept. We've got a male that we're growing up to breed, and we've got a female that is a proven breeder, but we wanted to keep this one because this is actually the only straight Freeway we have. And again, this is one of those snakes you want to pull off and show. It's never going to produce a normal. I can make more Freeways and ivories, and by having a Freeway and I can run another Freeway to it, we can also make some like super asphalts and things like that, but we'll never have to worry about making the is it this or is it that. We should always be able to tell what we got, because super asphalt versus yellow belly, there is a marked difference, so we don't have much to worry about there. But I just love these snakes. I remember when they first came out being totally blown away by them. And of course, they were super expensive. They've come down in price now. They're kind of getting to that point where they're almost at that point where anybody could buy one, even just if they wanted to keep a really kick-ass looking pet, which a lot of people are going to lament, I think is awesome, because what happens then is I can produce the ever-loving piss out of them, still get great money, and still see badass hatchlings every time they pop out, and I don't have to lament that, oh, this is only going to be a snake that's worth X amount of dollars now. I don't really care. To me, it's a moot point. I just want to do what I like. Curtin, you think about this? Because this is a project you pushed for, and now here we are. We've got some holdbacks. That project is running really, really good. We produced a couple years in a row, and this is the one we chose to keep. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they're always my favorite, one of my favorite clutches of the year to hatch out.
So if you couldn't hear that, because Kurt's got the shotgun mic, he says always one of his favorite clutches of the year to hatch out. I'm also really happy how this girl's doing. As you can see that pie we pulled out, she could use a little more body weight. I know she took a massive dump, and that's part of it. But, you know, she's just kind of longer and doesn't have as much mass. This girl, look at the mass she's carrying. She is doing phenomenally well. So I've got no concerns about her, which is great. All right, is that it, or we got one more?
I mean, we done.
That's 5?
That's 5.
Well, because I am a guy in the middle of cans, I can only use one hand to count. Actually, I could use 2 because I don't free handle. So, you can tell, right? This is a guy who has venomous snakes. This is a guy who milks venomous snakes. Just saying. Bad joke, I know. But we're going to stop at 5. So we want to do another video with 5, so it won't take up too much of your time on just one video. Caleb, before we get off here, anything you want to add or any questions about those snakes?
Nope.
Kurt, anything you want to add or any questions about those snakes? Okay, well then, you guys asked no question, but put you on the spot. Caleb, what was your favorite of those?
Definitely the Freeway.
The Freeway. Kurt, what was your favorite of those?
Freeway.
You know what? Piss on you two for conspiring against me. Mine is the Killer Zebra Bee Exanthic, of course. When we go to Patreon, we're going to tell you what isn't our favorite, but maybe what we're most excited about, because that answer is going to be probably a different answer, at least for me. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.